What's up, guys? It's Jay, more than After Kill, and I got another video for you guys today. And it's going to be another news video, current event video. And if you guys haven't heard, one of my friends told me earlier today, he's like, dude, did you hear about the shooting? And I was like, you talking about the shooting that happened in New York at the Empire State Building, where the cop, instead of shooting one person, they shot a bunch of motherfucking people in the crowd? He's like, no, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about the other shooting. I'm like, oh, so you're talking about like the 13 murders in Chicago that happened within like 5-6 hours? He's like, no, I'm talking about something else. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck's going on with this world? Why the fuck is there more shootings? He's like, well, it's the first day of school in Maryland, and apparently some kid thought it was a good idea to bring a gun to school and shoot another fucking student in a cafeteria. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. So first of all, let's get over the fact that any type of situation where a kid brings a gun to school and somebody gets shot is a terrible, terrible fucking situation. It should never happen in this world. Never. Not once should a kid have to worry about going to school and taking a fucking bullet to the chest. That is not cool, people. Not cool. Second of all, the first day of fucking school? Really? Isn't that supposed to be when you're like the happiest in your school year? You're going to school, you're fresh and clean, you got some brand new school shoes, you got some brand new school clothes, you're gonna go see which girls over the summer, popped out with some big old titties, right? Yeah, you guys remember that. I know I remember that. That was the shit. You used to go to school and be like, oh, yo, this bitch got titties! So anyway, I don't mean to laugh on a video such as this, but sometimes in this world you gotta keep a light heart and you gotta keep yourself laughing, because if not, you're gonna go fucking insane. But anyway, so I want to read you a clip from this story that I read on the internet. It was actually like a breaking news story. So they've interviewed a few of the teachers here. So this is what happened. We heard a loud bang from the cafeteria. The teacher said, "Get back, get back." The teacher then pushed every kid from the nearby classroom into their classroom, shut the lights off, and yelled, "Code Red." Now, this is fucking weird, alright? I'm gonna keep going more on to this. Now, the teacher, once they said Code Red, shut the lights off, and all the kids got underneath the desk to hide. What? What? What kind of security do we have in these schools where the best safety plan that they have is to hide under the fucking desk with the lights off? Are you fucking retarded? Do you think that's gonna stop a gunman? Do you think those shitty little fucking particle board desks are gonna stop a bullet from going through your fucking skull? No! If anything, it's gonna create more shrapnel to go inside your body and nearby people when that particle board splinters. And then I'm thinking about this, and then it reminds me from what happened back in school when I was, I was actually kicked out of school for, quote-unquote, threatening to shoot the school. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, what? Morning, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'll explain this to you, alright? When I was going to school, it was 1999, and that was right a few days after the Columbine bullshit happened, when I was suspended for this. Now, what happened was, we were talking about this in health class, just like I'm talking about this with you right now. And we were talking about the Columbine shooting happening, and I was like, man, I think that's bullshit. And they're like, what do you mean that's bullshit? I was like, well, if you think about it, these kids walked into school with thousands of rounds of ammunition. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, only like 11 to 14 people got hit by bullets. And they're like, so what's your point? I'm like, you think if somebody, shoots 1,000 rounds of ammunition, if they really wanted to kill somebody, they probably would have done a little bit more of an efficient job with that. And the teacher was like, oh, really? So what would you have done? They egged me on. I got fucking back into a situation. I was like 15, 16 at the time. I got pushed into a situation by a goddamn teacher, so I went on with it because I was the type of kid, like I said, I ran my mouth. I didn't know when to stop, and I got myself in a lot of fucking trouble with this. So anyway, I go ahead and I explained how our school's policy was in case if there was a fucking shooting like this. So, in case if there's a bomb threat in the school that I went to, or any type of threat like that, there would be an alarm that would sound. It was a little bit different than a fire alarm, a little bit more high-pitched, a little bit more urgent, and everybody in the school was taught, when they heard this, to walk single file across the street, out of the front door of the school, to the football field, across the street. And I told the teacher, I was like, anybody knowing this, that really wants to kill somebody, all they have to do is pull the fire alarm, or fucking, you know, sound one of those alarms off, and stand across the street, and just mow everybody down with a fucking fully automatic rifle as they're walking out of the front door single fucking file. I was like, you know, your security contingency plan is flawed. What if somebody calls a bomb threat in a school, they know this type of deal, you guys walk over to the fucking football field, and now there's a bomb underneath the fucking bleachers of the football field. You guys are fucked. Like, I'm seriously, I told them, I was like, you know, you guys need to rethink your type of security, because walking single file in the event of an emergency across the street is a really bad fucking situation. And it brought back memories when I read this fucking story, and I was like, wow. Things haven't changed much in the way of, like, school security, when the best thing a teacher knows to do is to lock everybody in the classroom underneath their desks with the lights off. Do you really think that's gonna deter a very fucking motivated gunman? Somebody that walked into the school with any type of weaponry, and they see it light off, they're like, oh, this door's locked, the lights are off, nobody's here, I'm not gonna look under the desks where I see, like, people fucking cowering and crying in fear. No. And now the fucking goddamn teacher has locked everybody in the room. There's no way out. You just fucked yourself in the ass. It's not cool. I think these teachers need to fucking wise up, and they need to go and get some type of fucking security training on how to handle a fucking situation. Because honestly, locking people down inside of a fucking school that's being shot up is not a very good fucking situation. You need to look inside your fucking mind and think, is what I'm doing, you know, the best situation possible? Maybe I should get these kids the fuck out of here. If I hear bullets going off in the fucking cafeteria, you know what? Here's point A, here's point B. Cafeteria's in between point A and B. Fuck you, bitch, I'm going to left field and we're going to point D. We're getting as far the fuck away from that goddamn cafeteria as possible. And I think that fucking, you know, it's a terrible tragedy that fucking people have to deal with schools being shot up and fucking, you know, going to school and taking a fucking bullet in the chest. Because I remember when I was in school, you know, that didn't happen very often. Columbine was one of the very first, like, really big school shootings that happened. And I mean, it shocked everybody. It literally, like, it fucking put schools into fear, zero tolerance. Fucking after I got suspended from my goddamn school for talking that bullshit, they hired fucking armed security guards, put in fucking cops in the school and shit like that. I mean, they took this shit real fucking serious, even though all I said was I pointed out a couple fucking holes in their goddamn security plan. But, I guess nobody likes to hear the truth, you know? And I was a little punk-ass 15-year-old kid anyway, and I got fucking arrested and fucking, you know, held on fucking 545 counts of terroristic threats for every person that was in that school that day. I got off on that, but I'm not gonna fucking tell you how, because that's gonna be another story. That's gonna be another commentary. That's not the topic of this commentary. But yeah, I've run out of time. My name's Jay, Morning After Kill. My heart goes out to everybody out there that was involved in any type of school shooting over top of the fucking history. You know, I atoned for what I've done in the past with running my mouth and shit like that. Even though none of it was fucking heartfelt. It was just me backed into a corner by a teacher and fucking working my way out of it. So anyway, make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys later.